humanitarian. I have a foundation, people from Garissa County. We do with God Foundation that helps women in leadership, CVE, peace building in the county. Mnajua huko kwetu kwanza kuna drug abuse, substance abuse, and then kuna terror. So youth are being radicalized to cross to the other side. Marally drugs, and then the other side we are in terrorism and Mwetu ni mingi. And before Isiasa, I came into politics because I want to help the people of this country, because I'm a humanitarian and I think I can do a lot. Thank you very much for listening to this Somali woman.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. We appreciate your sentiments. Remember, we were told in the morning that your network is your net worth. Yes. So cricket just scored on that. Yes. So it depends on how best to utilize some of these opportunities. Yeah, but also one outstanding thing for Mheshimiwa's statements. We are so impatient as young people. Can we learn to be patient? Give our leaders time to deliver? Can we positively criticize? Thank you so much. Mheshimiwa Umi,
thank you. I think I'll be brief because I spoke in the morning. I'll spend time with them sometime. So you guys are lucky because rarely do you sit in forums where Mheshimiwa stand up. I remember when we used to organize forums like this, we have to send, Feroz is smiling, he knows what to work with. And we send a paragraph, and then unakulishwa grade it. Then unatuma ingine inakuwa blue tick. You follow up with an email, nobody responds. If you get hold of them, we used to call them through different numbers, lazima watashika moja. So when they realize it's you, they're like, oh yeah, my assistant told me. So you're very lucky, at least a good number showed up, and especially Nairobi team, your woman rep is very committed. Wow. I was watching, and this is part of mentorship, Mheshimiwa. I was watching when you're talking about the housing issue. And when we say politics and doing work for your people, and then the party moves on the other side, automatically, because we're in opposition, happy, we can stand on the other side in the house. And the housing issue, she has to work with the government. Because if she doesn't, I had cricket talk of hakuna buildings huko kwa slum. The slums will remain to be slums. If she does not onboard on the housing program, hakutakuwa na manyumba. So when it comes to development, and as young people, Chama, it's an interest. Of course, it brought us to Parliament. But what will maintain you there? It's the work you do for the people. So that after that, 10 years when she's out of the house, people in Mukuru at least have houses. People in Kibra at least have a decent living. So that's how you do. That is what leadership entails. You commit to first putting your people as a priority, everything else follows. So mine would just be to encourage us to keep showing up. Maybe the only place I'll also withhold with you is my mom has 13 kids. And I'm a second born in a family of 13, so you should come more to our side. At least you talk to our people, because if spoken, I recently got married and I also want to have 10. 10, 15, okay. Anyway, it's part of diversity and culture. Every community has their own unique strength. So, sisi tunalia njaa na Waluya walikuwa wanaingia because hakuna condoms. I think in Busia County, that is how it is. That is how it is, So mine would just be to encourage us. And Felix, I see, I met you over the weekend, and part of the agenda that I've spoken about earlier would be on the National Youth Peace Security Action. And he's very passionate about it. And the young people, that is where our agendas will be anchored. So mine would be to seek guidance from you, so that when we have those convenings, I think YMCA should also share the work that they are doing, and also the secretariat from Garissa, I know, are doing the same project. maybe we on board so that when we talk of this program, tusikuwa tumeacha Mombasa nje or we leave behind a county. So we work together. I'm ready to support that. And cricket, you're doing an amazing work. I'll connect you to a young man who donates shoes, especially in Turkana. He ran for MCA unsuccessfully, but he still continues to do the work. So Charles, it would be important to meet cricket behind the tent so that you can do your bit also as an NGO doing community work. I will leave it at that. I don't think I would want to add anything because we spoke a lot.
Thank you so much. I want, please, this one, because some of the members have to leave, but we have about 15 minutes more, slightly more, but 15 minutes. I want to give this opportunity now, and we'll have roaming mics. So if you have any question, any comment, kindly make it a question or a comment and let it be targeted, either to Honorable Gitonga, Honorable Passaris, Honorable Amina, or Honorable Kumi. So I have to shorten your name because it's a bit difficult. Yeah, so anybody? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take the first 4.
Good afternoon. Nitazungumza kwa Kiswahili kwa niaba ya wenzangu kutoka Mombasa. Swali langu nalipeleka kwa Mheshimiwa Passaris OGW. Juzi katika hotuba yako pale bungeni, wakati ambapo ukimwaga Mheshimiwa Aden akielekea katika kwa waziri, ulizungumzia sana kwamba vijana wanapaswa sasa kuwa wanapelekwa katika paramilitary training ambayo iwe mandatory. Maana ulisema vijana wanakosa nidhamu, hawana discipline, na labda kama pengine wakipelekwa kule labda tunaweza kupunguza hizi cases za insecurity na uhalifu na mambo kama yale. Kwa hiyo swali langu ambalo kwako ni nini ambacho kilichochea uone hivyo? Manake labda inaweza kuwa vijana hawana ajira, wana njaa, hawana kazi, pengine solution za kwa ni tofauti. Lakini ni kwa nini ambao ulifikiria ukasema hivyo, na tutafanya vipi? Ni mbinu gani ambazo tunaweza tumia kuhakikisha kwamba hata kama itafanyika hiyo training, basi itafanyika kwa njia ambayo haitakuwa vijana basi vijana wanakuwa tena ni threat kwa jamii. Vile vile katika swali hilo tu ni swali moja liko na part mbili. Katika security, vitengo vya usalama kama polisi, jeshi na prisons, tumeona kwamba watu ama vijana ambao wako na ulemavu hawahusiki pale. Je, kuna mbinu gani ambayo inaweza kutumika ili pia tuone yale disability ambao wanaweza kuwa incorporate katika security sector? Maana mimi naamini kuwa katika jeshi, katika polisi sio lazima uende kupigana. Kuna kazi nyingine mbadala tofauti ambazo zinaweza zikatumika ambao vijana ambao na wakawa na opportunity ambayo ni nzuri katika vitengo vile. Asante.
So good afternoon. Mimi na mazoea ya kumuita Mheshimiwa Passaris Maki. Unajua yeye ndo mama wa county nzima. On the point of the NYS, I fully support it. Juu na feel it's a matter of kuleta hiyo maneno ya discipline. Military allocatiwa upande wa Kenya Meat Commission, and pia Nairobi si wamekuwa kiran after Sonko aliimpeachiwa. It was tuliona some kind of progress, so I fully support it. Mimi naona if we to instill discipline kwa youth, we can totally do something. Kwa upande wa creating job opportunities, me on my part see no feel a majority of us youth no feel say tutaki kwanza kutafuta na ma CV, because me kutoka na experience yangu mimi niligraduate 2017. Since then nimeishi nikitembea hapa kwa barabara hapa hivi na pia na CV zangu. There's even a time nilikuja nikapata iko kwa butchery inafungiwa. Unaona? Ilinitoa sai kabisa, but since now mimi sioni haja ya kukimbia kwa ofisi huku. So and there was a suggestion ilitolewa sometime back. I think it was 2017 wenye walikuwa na insist to the groups, community groups, ndio CBOs. Why don't you work on those? No, these are already established organizations. These are groups zenye ziko na youths wana participate in a lot of things. Unaona, why don't you concentrate on that? Kila area hapa hivi Madare, Korokocho, Kayole tuko na groups. Amwezi tuambia ati mnaweza shindwa ku manage those groups. Kibera iko haina hata zifika, sidhani kama umefika 20. Kayole the same. Why don't you concentrate on those groups? Unaona, mje vile mnatusaidia. Sisi wenyewe tujicreate hizo opportunities za majob. Politicians wameisha kitupa hiyo excuse, yeah? Tutakuja tuwape kazi, we'll give you 5,000 jobs. Unaona, we want to be realistic. Tumefika point like right now we are very realistic. How are you going to create those 5,000 jobs? Sasa si hatutaki hizo kazi zenu. Nini mtufanye nini? Hiyo pesa yenye wanatudanganya na hiyo tuchukueni 10,000 fanyeni hivi, si ndio? Sisi tunajua vile tutafanya. Kuja kwa hii group, mimi na group hapa hivi tuna nilifuga sungura, tusaidie vile sisi tunapata market ya kufanya nini? Ya kuuza sungura. That is the only thing. Thank you.
We also need to balance Nairobi and the other counties.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mheshimiwa. My name is Ahmed from Garissa. Mine is about the Hustlers Fund. I realized when the President mentioned the Hustlers Fund, there's a bit of interest inside it. And as Muslim young people, remember, we are left out when it comes to that. And as members of Parliament, please keep that in mind when you're in the House, advocate for the Muslims, and maybe make the President leave out the interest part and let it just be just a number of you give young people and empower them. And then on the TVET and NYS, I think it's a really good idea because coming from a county that young people do not want to go, only wants the blue collar job, I'd advise the MPs to make sure that it's a must to go through TVET or NYS after high school, because when we adopt such policies to go jobless, we'll have options. Maybe for electrician, for the zile skills apart from my certificate. So this is something that I could encourage you guys to focus on. And then on YPS, I am leading a YPS coalition. This is going to be the first one in Kenya, and I'm looking for members of Parliament who are going to be champions in the Parliament. So if you could have the honor of becoming my champions in the House, advocating for young youth, peace and security, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mine is going direct to the Manyata Member of Parliament, the constituency. You said that we need to have the database for the young people, and you said also we have over 43% of the young people. I think it's not only for the Manyata, or how can we also work within Manyata and also like a Member of Parliament to represent Kenya as 47 counties. How can we have the young people to have the database? And also this one is go to our Mama County. Mama County, the second time we do not die with your vision. We met in Madare. I'm from Madare constituency, Mlango Kubwa ward. Mama yetu. And also we have a vision. As a young people, as my colleague said that we have local organization with impact to our community, and also like we are not benefited in affirmative action in last first term, but I hope in this second term we're going to benefit because we came to your office, I think Marakama Mbili. We have a program called e-learning because community time. Madare community we have a lot of non-formal education within Madare. But if you can have it from our office of a space we have in Mlango Kubwa, we can have an e-learning where we can even have 20 laptops that can be done with affirmative action. And also, this also go to the all of you members. We are going to form a new rules or maybe regulation for the NGCF. This is going to be the new thing for this country. And I think we need also to have, like, when my colleague said that we need to have youth and security, how can we have a small percentage in the CDF? Like Madari constituents are being given maybe 120 per year. How can we have maybe 2% for peace and security within a national government constituency fund? And this can also, like, we have maybe 2% for football, sports. We have 2% for the emergency. How can we have also 2% for peace, for the young people to be inclusive? The other one is for the resource centers. This is the agenda. I'm so happy the Manyata constituency from the government side. And this is what the president, Ruto, promised these Kenyans. We could have resource center in every constituency. And if this will be championed by every one of you, this can help young people. I think let's also, when our mom was talking about issue of the housing, I think what we need to do is we need to also to have, like, we have Jericho, we have a lot of social hall poor sana within Jericho, the government institution. Hizi nyumba zinajengwa sasa hivi boma yangu ni kama ghetto. Hazina social hall, haina safe space for young people. We have one in Pangani and also nyumba kumi, the other one in Chai Road. It is very congested. We don't have space. If we don't have any football, we don't have education institution within this program of housing. I think we, as our lawmakers, just champion for that, and this will help young people of this. Thank you.
Can we take? Okay. I'll take the two ladies, then we have the members respond to that. So please give her the mic. Then.
Thank you so much, Kadejo, because you almost locked the two ladies out. My name is Anna and I'm from Mombasa, and mine is not a question, but rather is a reflection and a recommendation to all of you. There are a lot of efforts that have been in existence as far as IPS and WPS is concerned. For instance, we have the East African Youth Network, Youth Peace and Security Network, which I chair, that has the 6 EAC member states. And then now having the new vessel that DEMHA and many people like myself are trying to create, a YPS network in Kenya for the first time. So my recommendations will be, previously we've had, that duty bearers can come in, is to see how do we work with young people to actually push either for policies or review the existing ones that are pending. And then that would be one. 2 could be in form of an ad hoc committee where we get to discuss these issues on the ground. Honorable just told us, to go ground. So looking at these issues on the ground, and then the ad hoc committee maybe could be made of you guys and ourselves, and then we submit them to you for presentation, but also that will give room to reflect further and really analyze, because also policies are about research, right? But then the last thing also is asking you to be ambassadors of some of these processes. When we come to you, please support the processes, and not by word of mouth. Ayo nitakuja. The Mombasa ones, that's what they say. Ayo usidali, ayo ishafanyika. So we need to really look at these efforts first being intentional and targeted, because honestly it's very sad to see some of these beautiful policies that are made. Ziko tu huko. And then now allocations, because legislation sivyo ni kazi yenu. So when we talk about peace and security, or WPS, or peace and climate change, we cannot achieve anything if we don't have allocation. And that's why when you talked about having 2% in the national government, that will really be useful. So I just wanted to reinforce, so that we don't have beautiful things there and there's no resources to support the framework. Or tomorrow you tell us there's no implementation framework because there's no money.
Okay. Please, thank you in that sense. Let me allow Honorable Passaris to respond to those ones, because she has to leave, but she'll be here with us up to tomorrow. So I think there'll be time. So please.
Okay, before I respond, I want to do something. Everybody, notice that you're all sitting continents. I think we should change that, because we came here to network. So, Massabit, one gets up, one continues sitting, one gets up, one continues sitting. Swap positions with Mombasa. I want you all to swap. Nairobi, swap with, you have to swap positions. I want you to stand up, one, and then come to take a chair somewhere else. Go to another county. Because what's happening, you're all sitting with the same people you know. Alright? And as youth, if you know people from other counties, you can start doing business. You can start doing, you can have a friend to go and visit. So I just want you to spend a few minutes to get out of your county and allow yourself to know somebody from another county. Alright, so Mombasa, so few people on you, go to this county here, alright, so that you can network, and then for lunch, please do not sit. Do not sit with somebody you know for lunch. Alright? What you Nairobi already here? Do not sit with somebody you know over lunch. Sawa. Okay. Let me Alright, okay. Alright, so let me start by saying thank you very much for the questions. I can see that you pay attention. I'm very proud of you that you pay attention to what's going on in the National Assembly. The National Assembly and the Senate. The National Assembly, they don't realize, they don't move with their mouths, they move with their legs. But it's okay. Alright, the National Assembly and the Senate are transmitted live. And I'm so proud of you for actually knowing what is going on in the National Assembly. Alright? It is good, because that is when you get to see what are the issues being discussed and you get to plug in. Okay? Right now we're having a discussion on CDF. Right? CDF has built lots of schools, lots of police stations. The National Government Affirmative Action has also been doing a lot of affirmative interventions, where there's bursaries. Okay? There's a lot of things, and if this is scrapped, right, we're going to have less and less schools. All right, so we need to be part of the conversation, and we need to advocate for it. Yeah. Now, when it comes to mandatory military training, I tell you, this country has a problem with cohesion, and that's another area where we breach peace. Right. So if we get into the military and we do the mandatory training, all right, or the service to the military, the mandatory service to the military, what happens is in the military you learn discipline. But more than that, right, an idle mind is the devil's playing field. While we don't have enough jobs right now for our youth, right, we can send them for mandatory service to the military, but at the same time, they are learning so many skills. They are also learning how to be disciplined, how to wake up in the morning, how to be drug-free, how to be alcohol-free, how to actually think, process, and activate your thoughts. And then also, right, when you go for that mandatory service, you're also able to one day not only defend your country, but you also learn the importance of defending your family. All right? And a lot of men run away from responsibility. When you have the mandatory training, you also become very responsible, because you're taught levels of discipline that are very good. You become fit. All right? You become disciplined. You become able to integrate and work with people from diverse tribes. All right? And this is what this country needs for peace. We need to not see each other as communities and tribes. All right? We need to see each other as Kenyans. And that will come when we all have an agenda, a purpose, a unity of purpose. And that will be to protect this country, to protect ourselves, and to understand that Kenya is one. So I feel that countries like Greece and Egypt that do it have a more disciplined youth, all right? Because you go, you serve, you understand that your country is your home. Kenya has a problem with ownership. People feel they don't belong to Kenya. They don't feel that they're part and parcel of the success of this country. So when you serve, you also get to understand that this is your country. So I'm really hoping that we can have a balance between job creation and then you serve your country in that position so that you also become responsible. So I'm hoping that the youth will see it as that. Job opportunities. There's a lot of job opportunities going to be created right now with infrastructure, with food security, with planting of trees. So plug in, all right, and get it. A lot of youth still have the handout mentality. They want handouts. And this is really sad. And even the youth that we've empowered through the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, majority of them are still waiting. I gave them a laundromat. I gave them a posho mill. I gave them a TV center. But the same youth, when they meet me, they think I'm the ATM. Okay? So Mheshimiwas are not ATMs. And as long as you expect handouts from your Mheshimiwa, then that means you don't want to deal with corruption. Because let me tell you, if they're giving you handouts, it has to be gotten from corrupt money. Because nobody has excess surplus money. All right? So we have to make sure that we have a culture that we work. Hard work pays. All right? Handouts doesn't. Okay? So we have to try and create opportunity. So there are opportunities. Now we talked about population. GAF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, can only give 10 groups in a constituency in a year 100,000. 10 groups. I have 1,000 groups in a ward, not a constituency. But the entire constituency, every ward can get only 2 groups. So when you have population, you have limited resources. So I can't help everyone. Then of course we have another problem. We give you funds in terms of Uwezo. When we give you Uwezo, you don't pay the loans. But you know, I hear some of the youth saying, let them write it off the way they write off Mumias, they write off Kenya Airways. So why should they not write off the youth? And so, you know, it's a justified argument, right? But the thing is, what happens is, Uwezo is supposed to be a revolving fund. So the only way Uwezo will benefit another youth is if it's repaid. So you find it's diminishing. I hope that the Hustler Fund is going to be a loan as well, from what I gather, right? So if you want to tap into the Hustler Fund, right, you've got to be organized. I hope they don't make you get organized in groups. I hope they let you get organized as individuals, so that you can have your own project. Because I'm so tired of being told, get 100 women to get 200,000. There's no way 100 women can work together. There's no way 10 youth can work together, or even 20. So this idea of putting you always in groups, I think you should have the option of being in a group if you want to have a chama. But if you want to run a business as an individual, you should also have that option to run your own business, your own photocopy shop, etc., etc. So I think when you have the public participation, appreciate that yes, there are groups that can work together, but us as youth also want to work as an individual. All right? I wanted to do an e-taxi program. I was told to give the e-taxis, right? Because I was going to give the cars. I was told to give them to groups. The car is only making 30 or 40,000 after paying the loan. How do you give 40,000 to a group of 20? It doesn't help. I'd rather empower that one person. He gets that 40,000. He's able to buy a house for himself from the low-cost housing. He's also able to take his children to school. He's also supporting not only his family, which is hopefully 2 or 3 people, or 11 or 12. All right, which is going to be even more of a crisis. But at the end of the day, I want you to advocate. When it comes for public participation, make sure that you fight for the Hustler Fund to go to individuals if they are able to show that they can have a good project, so that you don't always have to be plugged into someone else. It is really strenuous. There's no business. Even the ones who have 5 directors are struggling to hold together. So when you're told as youth, right, to have 10, 20, 100, you're being set up for failure. Okay? So I want you to fight for the Hustler Fund to come to lesser people, and even an individual with a good idea. All right? Then you create employment for the people around your neighborhood, right? Mlango Kubwa, social halls, safe spaces, I hear you. All right? I absolutely hear you. I also want us to have halfway homes for and old people's homes. Let me tell you something. You guys, your youth right now, in another 40 years, you're going to be wazees. Okay? You're going to be Baba's age. You know, Baba told you, I know how it feels like to be a youth. You guys have no idea how it feels like to be an old person, isn't it? So when you're talking youth, remember you're not in that yesterday, the space you occupied today is not what you occupied yesterday. All right? Our sister here, she's just grown older. Huh? Sindio? Yeah. She confirms now that she's grown older by a year, isn't it? So I want you to try and ensure that you also have an inclusivity. You cannot write off your parents. You cannot write off your grandparents. You cannot write off the younger generation, because we are all one. We all have to work together. Everybody has something to offer. Everyone has something something to offer, okay? Ambassadors of the process, as long as you engage us, I make sure that I come every time I'm invited, especially for the youth. And I would love to see such barazas, not just here. The ones who are in Nairobi, because you're trainers of trainers, huh? So when you have sessions in Nairobi, and you want to have a baraza like this, where we sit in the time we talk, please engage with me. Get onto my social media handles. My WhatsApp is actually collapsing because it's got over 10,000. And please, if you want to talk to me, and I say this all the time, and I mean it with absolute respect and humility, don't say, hi, happy Monday, happy new month, happy Tuesday, and I still have no idea who I'm communicating with. I've got a whole line of messages. Let me tell you, when you have an opportunity, strike hard. My name is Esther M Passaris. I am the Nairobi County Women Representative. I'd like to engage with you on a project that I have, how we can work together. Make it precise and sweet. The 1-minute elevator speech. You've got YouTube. Don't spend it just listening to music and listening to all the bloggers tell you all the stories that are fake. Okay? Go onto YouTube and educate yourself. Educate yourself. Elevator speech. Alright? Pitch yourselves to get what you want. If you send me a message where I know I'm from this ward, I'm from this constituency, I'm 23, I need bursary, all right? I'm going to college, I can't afford to pay my college. That is precise. I know exactly how to direct the call, right? So in terms of GAF, right? We're hoping to enhance the fund so we can have more people, but please keep your ears and eyes open, all right? Youth Fund, Uwezo Fund, Hustler Fund, GAF, CDF. You have so many places to plug. Now, ukishajua how to get that money, please educate the others. You know, when you pass it pay it forward, it comes back to you, all right? So when you learn something, tell somebody else. Don't just keep it to yourself. We're sharing our knowledge, share your knowledge, so that we can all advance as a country. Nation building comes with everyone putting their hands on deck, all right? Thank you so much. I'll try and pop in again tomorrow so that I can have understand more of the conversation and we can have another Q&A session. But I wish you all a good stay in Nairobi County. I wish that you get to know the people from the other counties. I wish that you travel and visit each other. And I wish that you stay peaceful and hopeful, right? Never lose hope, okay? And then family plan, family plan.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. You have about 10 minutes to share, because I'm told you also have to get to assembly, but I hope, like the rest of you, also want to join us. So also request that as you respond to the questions, you can also make your final remarks so that we close this at once. Thanks. Honorable Tom.
Thank you, moderator. I think I will start where Honorable Passaris has touched on the issue of the money is meant for youth. And I think, I don't know whether I'm the only one who realizes that every time there's a mention of funds meant for youth, they are the easiest to steal by the government. And I saw NYS scandals, 2 of them. I've heard of youth fund getting stolen. And I'm happy we have had this conversation with the President. And he's saying that Hustlers Fund is supposed to be disbursed through an application. Just like we have Fuliza, we have Mchwari, and all those. And I feel that is a good idea because regardless of if you're a group or an individual, you'll be able to access the money. My brother from, I didn't get his name well, Pablo Escobar was very keen to say he is tired of writing CVs. My personal story starts with me not being able to get an attachment. And that's when I said I'll never write a CV again. I was in the University of Nairobi. And I said I need to look for something to do after university. I clearly say that if I cannot get an attachment that doesn't require any pay, I don't know if I'll get a job when I require to pay rent and those other bills. And that's when I decided to go the business side. I feel him because he's saying that he has written CV since 2017. But at the same time, I would encourage him to continue writing them. Because, my friend, you don't know when the tree will fall on your side. So, the resource centers that I'm talking about are for such guys like Pablo. Because when you don't have anybody to give your documents so that you can get an opportunity when there is a chance, I think it is best that the government steps in. And with the networks that we are creating, I think I'll be able to help a lot the people of Manyaka. I'm hoping my other friends in the National Assembly picks it up. I will also maybe put it in the floor of the House as suggested, so that I can tell other members to do a serious resource center. And moderator, you asked, today we don't know what youths are looking for. You know, it's a challenge. We start with the statistics before we solve the problems. We don't know who is looking for which job. If today I go to a government office of planning and statistics and ask them how many jobs are looking for works in maybe construction industry, they will not give me an answer. So with a database of who is looking for what, we'll be able to get somewhere. And that is very important. I think I would challenge this group because the president has given a target to tree planting of 5 billion trees. I would challenge this group also. I'm doing also something in the constituency. I've done some mathematics. I've seen the number of trees I'm supposed to plant. If you're supposed to do 5 billion trees in 5 years, you can comfortably do a calculation and know how many trees are supposed to be in your constituency. And he has a very good proposal that this NGCDF should be able to cater for youths who are doing tree planting, and they get something out of it. You're doing your nurseries, the CDF can be able to buy your seedlings, and through the youth, we can be able to go planting trees in primary schools, in parks and everything. And I think that is very important. I would really encourage that. I want to say I've appointed myself pro bono to be your ambassador, from what my friend has asked there. In case you need me to help you anywhere, I'll be stepping forward. My slogan in life is form nikujituma. That's what people call me, form nikujituma. Mimi nimejituma. Asante sana. Thank you.
Any remarks?
Mine is, I will go back to on interest in the Hustlers Fund. I know Muslims, we are not supposed to be taking interest, and the young parliamentarians or the Muslim parliamentarians are working on that. Uwezo Fund is a la riba. It has zero interest. You can be given the loan and return it. And we have issues with the interest because our counterparts doesn't understand. They like the interest. But for us, you can check how I have entitled to a mortgage, which it was amended, I think before it read interest, now it reads administrative cost. But I'm still dealing with Shabumun and the imams to tell me if it is okay. I'm still a hustler living in a rented house. So I wanted to get mine, but still I'm limited on what I can take and what I cannot take. So we are still dealing with the Hustlers Fund on being zero interest for the Muslims, or if there's any other way that they can amend so that the youth from the Muslim communities can also have a chance of getting that chance of empowering themselves. On that, we will be back on you. Any Muslim youth can contact the Muslim parliamentarians from your specific representative from your counties. Mujitume pia, mkuwe mnatusaidia, mtusukume. Sometimes there's a lot of things going on, so we will come back maybe on Twitter or our social media or a presser on the same. Tutaenda kuomba, and hopefully my colleague will help us because yeye kwa government. Mimi ni mtu azimio bado. I will advocate anything to do with youth. I will be on the front line. I will be glad to help because I know where you sit is where I was sitting like a few months ago before they elected me, and we need to push together as a youth community or youth clan. We can come up, forgetting about the clan dynamics and where you come from, and become as a youth and push and advocate for all our interests, because hapo de facto wanakwanga tu wazee. For that, today I was in the Public Accounts Committee. I'm a member. We only have 2 women in that committee. And we pushed for a youthful MP to become the vice chair. I failed to get, but at least I have a youthful MP who is 35 years and below. In Parliament, we have both in Senate and National Assembly, we have 17 members of Parliament who are below 35. And if we move the youth to be up to 40, we have around 50 MPs in Parliament. So we have a lot of youthful MPs there. We can go fight together. Na hatujawasahau sisi, mtuite, I will come. Hata mkiniita Marsabit, mniite Mombasa. Kisii sijawahi ona, mimi nitakuja. I want integration. Kwanza mngeniita kitambo, sasa hivi nishapata bwana. Jamani, nilikuwa nauliza mambo ya bwana, nasema bwana ni Bwana Yesu. So asanteni with those few remarks. We love you. We will be having keep our backs, we give you, be your brother's keeper, be your sister's keeper. Tujadiliane, tujitume vile unasema. And people from Garissa County, mukienda, tafadhali museme mama amesema asanteni kwa kunivote, and tarudi for Thanksgiving. And for those of you who are here who voted me, or regardless whether you voted me or not, and your mama account. And before niende tuonana, at least wasalimie vizuri. Asanteni.
Everybody wants to go to Garissa.
He was the first to say when you were Garissa, so we take him.
Adopted.
Anyway, on the issue of ICT, I'm in the ICT committee, and the reason I actually decided to join the ICT committee is because I'm representing youth, so it wouldn't make sense if I was in another committee, because mambo ya tech, that's where the world is going. So when I hear issues of resource centers, we've been singing about that for the longest time. And at least now I was able to, and this is the time to realize holding a car office helps. Before I used to knock on doors, nobody listens to me. It's easy, everybody wants to work. So I'll take advantage of that. I will be able to help with the gentleman at the back who talked of ICT, maybe tap into the place I also managed to tap into, so that he can be able to get support. I also, through the committee, we will be able to table agendas on equipping schools to be digitally enhanced, because the world is going that route. So any recommendations are welcome. I think I'll be accessible on social media, all my accounts, messenger, kila mahali. I talk to anybody. I'm also suffering from the highs. The highs are too many. Will it be a beneficial high? Because unakuwa high, unanilenga, sujibu, you're being harassed. But sometimes what Mesha said is very accurate. Get to the point. Hi, I'm so and so. I'm working on this. Could you help me with that? Period. No long stories. If possible, put your email, phone number. You might get a response. That's how it works. I used to do that trick. It worked for me. So also capitalize on that. And even as we talk of YPS, the coalitions I've met with, I think so far, Ahmed's team as well as Felix's team and the YMCA, all of them are talking about Youth Peace Security Coalition. So with that, maybe Felix, I think because you're well informed, you might be able to talk to them about what we have discussed over the weekend, and then maybe you can stand the issue. So Felix was part of the team that was championing that, and he mentioned that this is something he's pushing for. I'd want to also tap into it so that when we have a convening and we start discussions on that, everybody has something to add so that we can move faster. The youth MPs, the caucus for KYP, I'm sure we'll be able to work together. So maybe with those few remarks, I would want to thank you all. Hopefully, I'm not sure if we are still invited tomorrow, we can still pop in. Because I see my team from Garissa is also here and they've been doing the same program on GOC. Now we have your woman rep also. Talk to them about all the issues you are pushing to my side. It was the end of Panangaf missing. All I'm supposed to do in that house is stop. So at least your woman rep is here. You can push for the agendas. Maybe next time get Marsabit woman rep as well. And Mombasa, so that they are able to channel their grievances. But you can tell us the message you pass to them.
Thank you so much, honorable members. We really appreciate your contribution, your interaction with us. I know it is only 1 minute to the time that you wanted to leave, and you really have to leave. You are welcome tomorrow. We are still here. If you happen to leave earlier, please come and join us. And it will be good if you can help us bring the representatives from Marsabit. There's a question that was targeted, but if she can come along tomorrow, that would be great. Yeah, so we want to break for lunch, and as we break for lunch, we also invited to have a group photo with our leaders here. Then please guide us on where we have lunch. Okay, so downstairs at the restaurant, Kilimanjaro? Okay. We look for Kilimanjaro room where we'll have our lunch. For now, where do we get take photo? Any? Karibuni, let's have lunch. We come back by